Hey, in today's Will Run, we got this old 90s Craftsman Eager 1 series push mower. This is a 22 inch, a 4.5 horse. To be exact on this, by looking at the 4-digit data manufacturer code, the first digit is a 4, and with the different characteristics with the shroud and the type of air breather it's got, I'm pretty convinced this is a 94. And as well, on the Sears and Roebuck tag on a deck here, it also has a 94M next to it. So I'm 99% positive this is a 1994 model. Now this is something that was dropped off here to me. Sometimes people drop stuff off here at my shop if they have stuff they just don't want to mess with anymore, just want to get rid of it rather than throw it away. So now I'm not exactly sure how long this has been sitting, but the guy did tell me that it's been sitting in his shed probably a few years. He said it was replaced. They went and bought a new Toro, and he said he just felt no need to keep it. So let's go ahead and see if this fellow will start up and run or not. I'll give you a close-up view on this, and this little mower here, it is in pretty decent shape. It's got a little bit of paint peel on here. There's your data manufacturer code right there with a 4 like I said, and let's see if this has got any oil first before we go pulling on this. Yeah, it's got oil in it. That's a good sign. And how about gas? Well, it's got a little bit down there. Probably more water and gas. What are the odds on that, eh? This is what I'm talking about. This has got the 90s and, well, even 80s style. The cylinder type air filter on. I always thought these were kind of cool on these engines. Ooh, that primer's got a hole in it, so there's part of the problem why he couldn't get it started. Well, let's go ahead and pull this air filter off here and hit it with a little bit of starting fluid. Provided if the ignition module is good in this, when I spray starting fluid in there, this thing should start right up. All right, we'll give her a drink. Well, the baling cable's not seized up on it. That's good. I'm liking it so far. This is going to be an easy one to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this shroud off, and we're going to pull this carburetor off and just give this carburetor a really good cleaning. And I'm going to replace that primer bulb on it. And theoretically, once we do all this, put this back together, this should be a pretty solid running machine again, I would think. Tell you, this is a very hot October day up here in Michigan. Very unusual up here for this time of year. Also pulling this off like so, this gives me a good chance to flush that gas tank out over here on here, just to make sure there's no dirt or sand inside of it. I know you've seen me use this before in my other videos, these magnetic trays to put your nuts and bolts in. They're awesome for projects like this. I wonder if we'll find a mouse nest under here from sitting in a shed. That happens more often than not. Some of this stuff. Ooh, okay. I guess, well, she's full of oil, that's good. That verifies that. Alrighty, no mice nest in here, just a lot of cobwebs. Hey, have any of y'all ever found a snake in here before when you pull a shroud off? I did that one time. Could definitely get your attention. Now, we got to pull this off right here. Now, I'm going to cheat on here if I can do this. I'm going to take and I'm going to pull the manifold off here with it too. That way I can clean that all off really good. So in case you're asking me right now, all right, Sean, why don't you just take the carburetor loose here at these 2 screws on the back here where it bolts onto that manifold? Well, these Tecumseh engines here are notorious for warping around this intake manifold into the block and leaking. So I want to replace that gasket while I'm right here, since I got to clean the carburetor anyway. Because otherwise, after we do all this work and it leaks and sucks air, I would have to do this all over again. So I'm actually saving time in a way. Okay, I guess I gotta get my screwdriver for that one. That screw was actually on the loose side, so there's a pretty good chance that this was leaking there. I would say it probably was. I'll very carefully unhook these throttle linkages, like so. Alright, just like so. I'm going to put my linkages back on there like it was. Alright, well, take this in the shop here and take this apart and get this thing ready to go in the ultrasonic cleaner, and away we'll go with this. So on these older style Tecumsehs, you're going to want to make a mental note, or even take a black magic sharper and trace around your bolt heads to where this plate location is. So, because that controls your throttle speed as well, and can also affect your governor operation. Now, I see these screws are all the way forward on it, so I'll make a note on that because I need to pull this plate off of it. Just carefully lay that off to the side like so. And now we got to pull the carburetor off the manifold itself. See, this is another thing. I can get this manifold all cleaned up and make sure my surfaces are flat when I put the new gaskets on. It just does a better job when you do it like this. Wow, that fuel line on here, that is as hard as a rock right now. So there's that. Now, since this fuel line is so hard, instead of trying to twist that off that plastic elbow and take a chance on breaking it, I'm going to take my utility knife and just cut that so I can peel it off there. Just like that. A little bit of water in that hose, huh? Well, are we ready? I'm going to go ahead and pull this bowl off. Let's see what kind of surprises we're going to find in that bowl. I apologize. You ever notice when I'm doing videos, you're always hearing that stupid train blowing its horn? Yeah, the guy that runs that train, he's horn happy. He likes to blow that horn all day long, more than necessary. Gets kind of annoying after a while. Wow, that thing is on there tight too. Oh, there we go. Wow. Well, let's pull this off and see what we find. Why the guy couldn't get it started. Huh. Check this out. I see some dings in the side of this fuel bowl here, so that tells me possibly the float was sticking in it, because someone's been banging on that with something. See, there he goes again with that stupid horn. Well, check that out, guys. Look at all that water and junk that was in there. So, guess what? There's a pretty good chance that this carburetor might not be any good. We're going to try to save it though, but there's that chance it's not going to happen. I got some other carburetors that I could probably put on this, but we'll get this cleaned up a little bit and just see how bad it actually is. So I'm going to finish taking this apart, and I'm going to run this through the ultrasonic cleaner and get a better visual on this and get it clean. And we'll come back in another business day and see what we can do to put a carburetor together for this lawnmower to get it back up and running again. Not as bad as that carburetor was on that John Deere Trailfire 340 we just got up and running, but this ain't good either. So I pulled this carburetor out, all the ultrasonic cleaner, and we also ran it to the hydro seal as well. She's cleaned up pretty decent. I believe I'm going to be able to save this carburetor, but I'll go ahead and clean everything out real good and put this back together, and we'll go over and get this put on the lawnmower and see if this thing's going to start up and run decent or not. So we got our Craftsman lawnmower all put back together here. I replaced a primer bulb on here, and as well the float bowl on here had a pinhole in it and was leaking, so I had to put a brand new float bowl on it. So everything's all hooked up, so the only thing left to do is put gas in this thing and fire it up and see how she runs. I didn't have a new air filter on hand right now, so I got those coming. So that's the only thing I really got to do, but we still should be able to start this thing up even with that air filter on it. Also, I want to make a note as well, I ended up replacing that hard fuel line that was on it, so we got a new fuel line also. Well, all right, everyone. As you can see, it's kind of wet. It's a rainy day out here in Michigan right now. The leaves are starting to fall down. But, well, let's go ahead and pull this guy over. In moment of truth, let's see how this guy, if she's going to start up and run nice for us. See if my primer down here draws fuel. Takes a little bit on some of these Tecumsehs to get them to pick up fuel. A few more pumps here. Come on, baby. How about that? The kill even works on it. Yeah, she don't run too bad, does she? Okay, I got a cable clamp here put on my throttle up here to hold this. I want to try idling this down a little bit here. So yeah, it don't sound too bad. See if it'll start without priming it. Well, how about that? We were able to get this 1994 Craftsman Eager 1 up and running again. I was a little concerned about that carburetor, but we were able to save it, so that's a good thing. We'll definitely take that. And I'm going to take and get this thing all cleaned up a little bit and make it look more presentable, and she's going to be for sale. So, but yeah, thank you for tuning in for this Will It Run on this old lawnmower here. We got a playlist of all kinds of different Will It Runs we've done in the past on the channel here. Feel free to check that out if you like, and It'd be great if you could leave me a like or maybe consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed this video and some of the other ones that we do. I appreciate that very much. Stay tuned. We got more cool content coming your way on this channel, more Will It Runs, restoration projects that we're working on in the future. So until I see y'all in our next video, everyone have a great day and take care.